Hey, 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 this is your recap Auntie. Hey, y'all. Hey, this is Shar. Welcome to my channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hi. Welcome to our new subscribers. Welcome to our seasoned rascals. We welcome everybody. So, we are here to do a full recap of episode number 5, season number 2 of Beyond the Gates, right? Right. So, we are here to have a little fun. I thought I saw something about that the Mardi Gras scene was going to be today. So, I'm excited about seeing how that's going to unfold. And yeah, I will be back at the end of this video to give my thoughts. And I will see y'all in about 5, 4, 8, 3, 2. Oh, we open up the scene with we see some fingers that's rubbing across a photo album with Catherine dressed in her little debutante crown and dress. It's so cute. And we pan up and it is her mommy, Nicole. Oh, we got company that comes in. I should have texted, but Wanda let me in. This Carlton, honey, bearing gifts. So that's that lady name, her maid, Wanda. We got to remember that, y'all. Wanda, 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 Wanda. Should I go? He says. She says, not before you deliver that gorgeous gift. So he puts the box behind his back and he says, do I get a tip? And she gives him a kiss, honey. This is what, kiss number 4? He says, all yours. And he hands her the beautiful box. Child, he gave her a ball. Not any type of ball. She says, a stress ball, she said. Well, he says, I thought that it might come in handy, but boom. Well, maybe I should just have just bought you some flowers, he says. I maybe need a stress ball because I may need it for my left hand. I'm tired of walking around sometimes with this damn carpal tunnel glove. I might need one of those stress balls. So she looks back behind her. She says, yes, Mona's flowers are lovely, but so is this, Carlton. You both have great, kind minds. But what to give when you're expecting cancer? He says, heard anything yet? Nothing new. Mother has chemo tomorrow, and who knows when the results of the BRCA test will be in. Damn, tomorrow has been like 3 days, right? God dog it. We found out, well, Monday was tomorrow, and it's Friday. I mean, it's Thursday, and it's still, well, I'm watching it Friday. This was yesterday's episode, so wow. And Danny and I have no choice but to wait and see if our DNA has any hidden twists. It looked like that you were on the brink when I walked in, he said. I was weepy for different reasons. He says, do you want to share? Tyrell is debating the merits of a debutante season. He says, because of his sister? She says, no, honey, because of that girlfriend. I pulled out the photo albums from Cat's Cotillion to show the grandkids and got all swept up looking at my baby. We are so proud to see our miracle baby all grown up. He says, well, I would be on the floor, but you did find a better way. I'm not too sure what that means. Escaping yourself into good memories, he said. She says, we are all Duprees, but every Dupree is finding a different way of coping. Maybe he says that he probably would have fainted or been discouraged or whatever, but she's finding another way of how to cope with it. So, okay, maybe that's what he meant, I think. When I left here a few short hours ago, my husband was in boxer shorts watching basketball. Honey, we are at the Little Palace. And Danny shows up with that beautiful coat, that zebra coat that she loves to wear, honey. She comes in. And Andre has cooked, honey. Do we have any products that are going to be strategically placed anywhere, honey? Let's see. Voila, he says, I am Chef Andre. He's cooking spaghetti and some salad. Excuse me, he says this is pasta carbonara with white truffle sauce. Excuse him, wow, bitch. This honey takes this coat off, honey, and y'all see the shirt on the screen, the blouse. It is sheer sleeves with black and white stripes. The top is cute with frilly and showing that stomach. So he gives her a little taste of it. He says the proof is in the tasting. He says it's hot. Blood, blood, blood. Oh, wait a minute. Have you been seeing some type of secret sauce, saute sorceress? I guess it's really good, honey. I guess it's really good. That shirt. Now I wouldn't wear it because I have way too many stomachs. Okay, and her stomach is pooching a little bit through it, just a little bit because she's slim. She's slim thick. Yeah, she's a real slim thick. But it's different, and I like different stuff like that. I don't know if it's a hit or miss, but to me, she never gets it wrong. But I'm all right with it. I'm not drooling at the mouth like I normally do with Danny's outfit. But I love the blouse. It's really cute. It's really cute. She's like, where the fuck she at? I'm gonna kill that bitch. He says, I may have had an assist from Joey Armstrong because we know, forget now, Joey is a cook. And back it up, honey. Oh, yeah, one of my foodie friends directed me to Joey's page. He said, you even mentioned it, girl. She says, Tamake, honey. What kind of self respecting walks on the dark side? Gambling mogul has an Insta profile. The one who cooks, Andre says, and does it well, apparently. They both sniff the food. She said, what brought this on? I wanted to make dinner for my wife. You're sheltering me in an emotional storm. Danny, if there's anything that you need or want, baby, I will find a way to lay it at your feet or on your table. Oh, yeah, but who's doing the writing? Oh, on your plate, he says. She says, why didn't you tell me? Tell you what, he says, that I was preparing to woo you with my cookie, that I married a genie. He says, the blue guy who sings, no, the sexy one who grants all my wishes. Oh, she said, where do you keep your lamp so that I can rub it? No, she didn't say that. Or maybe she did. Let me push play. Oh, he says, in my pocket. Oh, she rubbed his pocket, honey. He kind of jumped a little bit. He said, She says, now, as I remember, when you find the lamp, you're supposed to rub it, right? See, I knew she was going to say that. Yeah, he said, but be careful what you're starting, girl. She says, what if I don't want to be careful? And she got that hand in that pocket, baby, while they kiss. Then we get the bop, 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 bop. Hey. Sure, there's no place like you, Brick, when it comes to craft, but can you keep up with our 20% increase? This is Catherine, honey, in business mode at the. Are they back at the? Yeah, they're at the guest house, of course. I love that they use like the necktie for her because she's all business. If they don't put a necktie on nobody else in this show, Kat is gonna wear a necktie and a skirt. See, she's on the phone. She says, "I see what time it is." Okay, while Chelsea is sitting on the couch, just legs crossed, flipping through a magazine. So, whoever that was hung up on Kat. Buenas noches to you too. She looked at the phone and she looks at Chelsea and said, "Girl, can you believe that?" Yes, you're bothering that poor woman with nonsense when it's the middle of the night over there. Just like you're bothering my ass in the middle of this family crisis. A nonsense, honey. She says the award season waits for no one, and the Golden Globes are basically here. See, wasn't I talking about that yesterday? Did not talk about that shit yesterday. I made a mistake. I said the Golden Globes that pay her weight. She went to the Critics Choice Awards and she went to do the red carpet interviews. So did not call it. But I said Golden Globes. I didn't mean to say Golden Globes, but you see that Catherine is saying Golden Globes. Y'all better catch it. Auntie gonna be out there on that damn red carpet. Catherine also says, honey, speeding up production keeps Chelsea Cat front and center. This is our life's work, cuz. Don't you remember that shit? Our work is leather and stitching me. The real stuff of life is our grandmother who's fighting cancer, and our moms and us who might carry that same gene and may have to fight too someday. Remember? Ooh, Cat. She says, I'm feeling for Gran, but people depend on us for their livelihoods. All right, Cat. So I'm letting you down by dealing and not hiding behind quarterly reports. This is what I mean. Y'all know I'm always Team Cat, and I mentioned last week about flipping. I ain't gonna flip from Cat, but I don't like this attitude of hers regarding this whole gene thing. We get it, boo. It's your body. You don't want to test. Fine, ain't nobody. But you don't have to be so dismissive. I feel like she's being dismissive and she's trying to bury herself in her work so that she doesn't have to. You know that Kat doesn't like to deal with real life shit. Y'all know that. So she's burying herself in her work so that she doesn't have to deal with the possibility of her grandmother having cancer, her mother having cancer, her having cancer, her besties. everybody around her that she loves having it, even herself, of course. So it's like I don't like that she's becoming very dismissive and trying to be this big boss bitch, and she's really being very, very um not just no empathy. Yeah, she feel for her. I mean, I guess if that's her way of showing empathy, I guess, but I don't like it. She says to Chelsea, said, honey, by quiet quitting and flipping through fucking magazines, that's what you want me to do? This is the worst thing that's happened to us, girl. And you're pretending that it's not happening. I picked up those anti-nausea pills after for you after chemo. We're at the palace and we've been doing a lot of down the stairs shots. Those some short steps, but with Anita coming down and he coming from one of the other rooms. Vernon, of course. And I left a cornucopia alongside our mother of all juicers in there. Juice is not a cure, Vernon. Juice hydrates. And what in the world is going on with Rowena? Whatever she's cooking, she's using all the pots we own. I may have asked her to make a special last meal. Baby, if Rowena come out there and serve them, I'm going to holler. But I didn't see none of y'all say anything about Rowena, so because I think y'all would have said something, assuming that I had seen Thursday's episode on Thursday. But no, I'm watching it a day late. Look now, we ain't calling it no last meal, Vernon. Well, we don't know how I will react to the chemo, and so I think we should have a delicious meal today, since we don't know if I'll be able to stomach one tomorrow. Dr. Bauer said that the way things taste may even change. Ah, the body is a marvel, she says. Well, your sarcasm is still healthy. So about tomorrow, she says. Wait a minute, is there something that we missed? No, no, no. I do have the go bag that you so lovingly prepared for me. But the question is, honey, do you really need to carry it? What you talking about, woman? I'll just be sitting in a very comfortable chair for several hours. Given I've spent a lifetime sitting in chairs, I think that I can do that all on my own. And baby, you should stay and work on your lectures. No, Nita, no. We're not doing that. Don't do that, Nita. No. No, we all gonna be there. It's gonna be crowded in that damn room while you getting that chemo. No, all of us gonna be right there, honey. I'm sorry, but that's a no. Don't make me put on no damn disguise and hide out in the infusion room just to keep an eye on my bride. I'll be right beside you and your comfortable chair. Watching me watching a movie, she says. Look, we could watch it together. Talk or no talk. Well, what if I want to read or listen to music? I can work on my lectures, Vernon, but I'll be reaching distance whenever you wants to hold my hand. The young lady I was talking about earlier, Sharonda Pale Weight, she did a interview with some people right now. That girl is so dope. Love her. He says, ain't no way you gonna do this shit on your own, woman. Oh, she gave him a little smoochie on the lippy. Earlier I said about product placement, didn't I? I swear I didn't know this was gonna happen. We are back at the red door, baby. And guess who's back? Tide. Hey, Tide. This is a cute little Tide. I ain't never seen, well, I probably have seen this at the grocery store before. But this is a cute Tide. It has a little pouches and stuff in there. It's cute. Hey, Tide. Tide, we ain't see you in a long time. I said about product placement, did that earlier. I be knowing, honey. Auntie be knowing. So Martin comes down while Smitty is folding clothes, and he told him that the meeting was canceled. So let's go on down to 14th Street for burgers. 14th Street to say that 14th Street is safe enough for y'all to go eat burgers? Shit. Back in the day, in the 80s? Shit. You try to go to 14th Street, you're going to all see nothing but horse, hookahs, drugs. Everything bad happened on 14th Street. Everything. Everything bad happened on 14th Street in the 80s. So you can go get some burgers now. Times have definitely changed, baby. So I guess Martin wanted some family night, and so Smitty was like, "Do you want good news or bad news?" Because I told the kids they can go out tonight. So, but he says the good news is that someone is ready to make up with his son. So he figured that that's the go-to spot that Tyrell likes to go out to eat. So that's why he wants to make it with Tyrell. I guess he likes them 14th Street burgers, honey. We'll see what they talking about, and if not, then we'll keep it going. These generations, honey, they believe what they wanted to believe. They are very strong in their beliefs a lot of times. So Martin it says, I just still can't understand that the words and stuff and ideas that he shared with them were not his. So Smitty was like, well, that's part of how these teenagers, how they grow in this part of their stage and age. You know, they are very influenced. Like I said the other day, they have friends, they have people they have crushes on, they have girlfriends. Sometimes the boy influences the girl and vice versa. It happens. And Martin knows. So Smitty was like, you want to see my goth pictures? They had them emus, and my daughter went through that emu stage, and she didn't do goth, but yeah, she dated a guy who was goth, GOTH, and he was like, yeah, I understand. Martin said, I get it, you know, him having these ideals, but they're not coming from the inside of him, and he only known Jessica's ass for like 5 minutes, and he's around here being led by his, Smitty says, hormones. That's what we're gonna say, hormones. So he says, nah, baby, I can't tell him that because you know they already went through that bullshit with Samantha. He says, so I need for you to tell me a few lines that will make me have a conversation with his ass without him frowning and thinking that I'm talking real weird and shit. So they both are gonna get together and try to figure out how they can both talk to Tyrell without it sounding weird. Gran would want us to keep calm and carry on. We're back at the guest house, and that is what Kat is telling Chelsea. She'd want us to handle our business, Kat says, which includes our bodies. This just isn't happening to Gran. Our moms may have this gene, and if they have it, we might have it. Might, bitch, might. That damn cat. But I ain't about to get all bothered weeks in advance, girl. The grand parts, that's a huge fucking big deal, yes. But the rest is a problem for the future us. You can't just, I can, girl, control what goes on with our purses overseas right damn now. That's why where I'm putting all my catness so we can have a future when this is over, girl. Her catness, honey. She better say catness. There won't be a Chelsea cat, girl, if there's no Chelsea or cat. Ooh, girl, you better say that, Chelsea. This is life or death. Well, we can't do anything about it now. We can look after our health the same way that we can take care of Chelsea Cat. Okay, just promise me that shit, okay? I promise I will handle things in my own damn way. Bitch, you have committed harder to pinky swears. Damn. You're my best friend, my blood, my partner. We built our whole lives around each other. Okay, so you don't get to be what about a disease that can take you from me. You're my ride or die. And I'm here to make damn sure that you don't die. Ooh, y'all can't tell me that these fucking lines ain't landing. All right? Y'all can't tell me that these damn lines ain't landing. This second season has been bringing the damn fire and heat with these damn scripts. I'm sorry. Well, we finally have Naomi and her bestie at Uptown sharing a drink. Bestie is Ashley. And so they finally are sitting down. Naomi tells her, I couldn't tell you about Gran. I needed some time to get this shit together, you know. And Ashley was like, girl, I know you two are extremely close. I get that, girl. I'm here if you just want to talk or just turn off, Ashley says. It's up to you. So Naomi says, do you have any experience with triple negative breast cancer? So she tells her she doesn't have enough experience yet in oncology and she doesn't have a lot of, information about Miss Anita's diagnosis, but she can tell her as much as she can, as much as she can. So Naomi is concerned about the fact that not only is this cancer aggressive, but there's a big chance of it reoccurring. Okay. She said, now my grandmammy is fierce as fuck, but can she fight this twice? That's my concern. Three times, girl? I mean, what if this is just the beginning of decade of dealing with this shit that keeps coming back? Damn. She says there are no guarantees, Ashley says, but what she can tell you is that people come from all over the world. They travel from all over the places, from everywhere to get treatment by Dr. Bauer. So he's a cool dude. So Naomi was like, girl, you just might be seeing a lot of my family. Hey, girl, just because you are a carrier of the gene does not mean that you're definitely going to have cancer. It's just that you have higher odds. No, 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 I know, Naomi says. I know. And please spare me the Google lecture, please. And digging for answers is how I deal with shit, Naomi says. Well, look, as long as you're trying to seek actual medical professional answers from us, then you're good. You do that in addition to Google, because Google will have you thinking that you're losing a limb, honey. So Ashley asks Naomi about how's your mammy doing. I'm sure she's dealing with a lot with your gran and everything. Child, the next scene, honey, we show Danny just tonguing down her hubby. So Danny is doing fine, at least for right now. Chef Andre, would you like to see my special? He says, mm-mm-mm. We ain't here to play that game, baby. So she was like, do you have anything else in mind? He says, I am just here to make all your dreams come true. I will make all your dreams come true tonight and forever. I mean, when I tell you Andre is in love, he ain't confused about Ashley at all. That was a quick switch, wasn't it, y'all? That was a real flip. Like there was the character you could see that Andre was looking a little confused for a little bit, but when he was like, I think I fell in love with my wife, that was it. Period. No comma, baby. Period. All right, we're back at the palace and we hear Vernon on the phone with Leah. Y'all remember Leah is the head of chief of staff at the hospital. So he tells Leah that Leah, you a godsend. Thanks, bye. So that means she must have pulled some string. Well, that was an enthusiastic compliment for the chief of staff. What the fuck did she do? When I saw Leah early at the hospital today, I told her that we was on tenterhooks, waiting for our girl's test result. And she offered to help. Already done. We'll have the results as soon as tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow? Oh, that's good. They'll have clarity for having that information as soon as possible. But the timing, she says, that's right. They'll get the results while you're getting treatment or just after. Damn. And I want to be there when they receive that news. They might need me, and I'll be either nauseated or exhausted. Go ahead, tell her, Vernon. He said, if your ass haven't noticed, baby, they grown and capable of holding each other up, just like we taught them. Well, just because you're right doesn't make it any easier for me to step back, Vernon. I've got to have a move on. I'll get the car. Oh, no, no, no. I need to do this by myself. I'll be right back. Where's she going, y'all? How many times has Martin been a cotillion escort? We're back at the Sherwood Forest, and that is Carlton asking this of Nicole. 3, Nicole says. Kids are all about promposals now, not back then. Them promposals, that they be going all out, honey. They be renting limos and having I don't know. They be renting out the mall and all this money. Like, all right, y'all. When Martin was so popular with all the girls and the moms, there were a couple of over the top asks. Well, navigating that through Fairmont Crest Society had to be the best thing to prepare him for politics. Those connections will last for a lifetime for Martin and for Kat. We couldn't have imagined any of this back then, though. I know that you can tell me that I could get lucky and that I should stop worrying because Carlton was looking at her like, girl, let me just, it'll be all right. With what you're facing, it makes perfect sense to be scared. Not a lot of real dialogue going on between his scene and Nicole's. Well, I'll pop in. And not a lot with Smitty and Martin. Not too much. Even not a lot when it comes to Naomi and Ash. So this might be a real short video today, but we're gonna get through it. We're gonna definitely get through it. So he tells her that he just wants to make sure that she doesn't get scared alone. He kisses her hand. He's so charming. My body, my choice. Remember, we are back at the guest house. That's what Kat tells Chelsea, which is true. Somebody said that last week regarding that, and I've been saying it too. It is her body, and it's definitely her choice. Look, okay, just say the future you will test to it, okay? And I'll shut the fuck up, all right? And what if getting tested ain't right for me, cuz? Look, I know that we're not the same person, but we were raised in the same family. If that's all it takes just to ease everyone's worry, why not do it? I don't need a test, honey, to tell me whether to eat right or exercise, Chelsea. Okay, there's more to it than that, all right? Yeah, like what? More screenings or whatever. Yeah, and? And we should probably check for symptoms. I will screen, okay? And I will do the monthly self breast exam, okay? But I am not going to live the next 30 years of my life thinking every ache is cancer. Thank you. Next. Even if it'll take away everyone's worry. And if it doesn't, cuz, what about Tomas? He has nothing to do with this, girl. Oh, girl, don't even deny that you don't have wedding dresses dancing all in your head, okay? A life together is more than just the pretty parts. And then you'll think he'll just dust me if I'm damaged goods? So we hear a knock at the damn balcony door. It sounded more like a cat fight than Chelsea cat in here. This is Tomas. Speak of the devil. I mean the angel. Oh Diablo. Mommy, I mean, I'm sorry. Cat tells Tomas that Chelsea's inner momager is activated. I tell you, I be skipping words and I just go straight to the end. But that's what she tells Tomas, that Chelsea, her inner momager, is trying to tell Cat what to do. And Cat's like, that ain't part of this plan. It's all love. Chelsea says. Oh, Cat was like, oh, wait a minute. Like when you felt it was time for Madison and her man to make up, even though you didn't know the whole full story. Madison's aunt died because she didn't listen to science. We are not dying, girl. We're young. Cat. The older you get, the closer you get, girl, to knocking on that D. Yeah. And I ain't about to hop on the damn hereditary anxiety express. Hard pass, honey. Chelsea looks at Tomas and says, help her find some sense. Chelsea wants to know if she's a carrier. I say, go for it, honey. That's what she tells Tomas while Chelsea leaves, because Chelsea's like, I'm tired. We should all be able to handle things in our own way. I think I know where Anita's coming. She's probably be coming over there to talk to Kat because she left. She left. So maybe that's where she's going. Because somebody well, I don't want them. I want Kat to make up her mind because she wants to do it. Um, but again, if yeah, I want her to make up her mind. I really do want her to, because I've done some stuff in my life. No matter what, no matter what people try to talk me out of, if I wanted to do it or didn't want to do it, I did it or I didn't do it because I wanted to. And the more you told me to do it, that was when I didn't want to do it. And the more you told me that I shouldn't do it, the more that I wanted to do it. And in her own time, she says, honey, you're doing that thing that you normally do because you think I might change my mind. Look, I am not telling you what to do, Cap. You never he needed any help knowing your own mind. Well, I mean, can you please explain that shit to Chelsea and to Mom and to Martin? They're all the worry, baby. They just want to say they just want to see what's going on, what's going down. But with this, as powerful as they are, clout doesn't count. Ooh, that's another line. Jeez, I don't need to get prodded to ease their fears. No, but maybe you can give each other a little grace. When I was little, there was a lot of hurricanes. We're not gonna go through his whole story, so we'll break it down and see what happened. He was just talking about with the hurricanes. His poppy would board up the house and he would just sit down and watch TV. Mommy would go and be worried because she was listening for all the updates. And him, Tomas, he wanted to go outside and play in that shit. Kat asks him why. He says, I thought that I could stop the storm. I don't want to board up the windows or listen for every update or even try to stop the storm. Why can't they let me pretend that it doesn't exist? Oh, Kat. So it is her choice, her body, but she's wanting to pretend that it doesn't exist. I don't know if that's a good reason to be like, my choice, my body. It's just, if it's her choice, her body, then at least she knows it's there and it's a choice. But she literally wants everybody to do what she wants to make her pretend that what's going on does not exist. Wow. This is the first time we've seen her break down since hearing the news. All right, so we're back at the red door. They've moved tide. When I tell you that Martin and Smitty have the cleanest shoes, the bottom of their shoes be clean, baby. They like they don't be going outside at all. Y'all, what y'all need to do beyond the gauge? Y'all need to take them shoes outside and run them up and down on the sidewalk. So you're gonna do a shot showing their feet propped up on the little ottoman, then we can at least see that they're scuffed on the bottom, okay? Like they did with Danny laying in that damn bed with them shoes on. That wasn't cool. And now you got these shoes, they feet. Child. Smitty just tells Martin, you know, this is more than just the ball, right? About the damn debutante thing. Let's see what they're talking about. We'll condense it down. So, Smitty breaks it down like it's more about their great grandmother being sick. I mean, they adopted these kids to give them the life, and now they found out this thing that's going to shake them up. He says it's called something the nest, oiling the nest, or something like that. How they pick fights outside so that they won't have to deal with a lot of shit inside of the nest. So he calls it the ick. So yeah, they don't want to deal with things in the nest, so they just find something outside. You know what? I don't like that red car. You know what, Dad? I hate red cars. Don't ever, they bring all that shit in the house when they should deal with the fact that they're hurting, they're scared and nervous about the grandmother, great grandmother having this, the grandmother having the possibility the father who adopted them might have the same thing. So just worried. So we're at Uptown, and so Ashley is like, "So wait a minute. So your mom is not breaking down; she's momming up." She's like, "Yeah, she's actually been amazing." Naomi says she's really been stepping up to make sure that she encourages me and Chelsea. So yeah, because she got that man there. If she didn't have Andre, it'll be different. It will be very different. So um, Ashley was like, "What does that mean?" She's like, "A grand defies gravity, honey." She's like Elphaba. Just kidding. Like we've never prepared to see Anita Dupree sick. My mom is not prepared for that. I don't think any of us are prepared for that. So Ashley was like, yeah, just like how your dad had his stroke. She was like, girl, I have never been so scared in all my life, Naomi says. And Ashley was like, yeah, now it's his turn to be there for all of you, which he will. He will. So Naomi tells Ashley, yeah, mom told him and he will step up if I need him to. So she's like, there's no real reason to panic yet. I mean, there's still a huge 50-50 chance that mom does not have the gene. So Ashley, reassures her and tells her, like, girl, it's okay to not be okay. Look, we will cross that bridge when we get to it, Naomi pretty much says. She's like, look, knowledge is power. Right now, I'm cool. She's really not, because the not knowing is torture. Anyway, we're back at the palace and we see Anita coming back with all these bags and feathers and stuff. Mission accomplished. Whatever you did, I love it, baby, because the twinkle is back in your eye. Well, that's because I'm looking at you. So, what's in the bags, huh? Everything's better when you share it, Vernon says. Why the secrecy, he says. I'm your partner in crime. I am not your accessory after the fact. Yeah, I thought you might talk me out of it, she says. There's no reason that you can't get a little rest and have a little company. Now I can help you wrangle all the usual suspects. So we're back at Uptown, and Ashley and Naomi are trying to not talk about it, but talk about it. So Ashley just tells Naomi, girl, okay, I will think that you're fine until you tell me that you're not. So how's Jacob? Jacob is fine, Naomi says, until he's acting like he's around there not being worried. And what about the newest part of the Dupree family? Ashley says. Who, Jacob? I mean, yeah, is it Jacob? No, Andre. He's very supportive for my mom. He's been there. And then Ashley was telling her, like, look, the way he lost his parents, the way he did, and now there's a big possibility that, with Danny's situation, Naomi was like, look, to be honest, I never really try to think about Jacob being in danger. Well, you are a cop's wife, Ashley says, and I guess that's why you're completely chill about all of this. So why you don't think about Jacob? I tell you, Naomi is a strange nut to crack sometimes. She said, I don't worry about Jacob, but Andre. She's like, I don't think he ever even thought about that he would be staring something down like this, especially after he lost his parents. So Ashley tells her there's no need to panic, at least not yet. So Naomi phones ring and it's the just a diva looking face on the phone from Grand Baby. So she answers it, and then the next scene we're at the small palace, the little palace. Oh my God, Danny said. So we pan slowly up to the bed and we find out that they're eating. And so Andre was like, I'm so happy that we don't have a don't eat in bed policy. Ooh, Danny says we have no rules in our bed, honey. Damn. She says, you are so good for me. He was like, hey, that's my line. She says, I'm honored. And you have been awfully quiet about that little test that Nicole and I had to take to see if I have the bad gene. She said, do you want to check your return policy? He says, no, girl. No, I never ever want to lose you. It's been a loop in my head like a prayer or a bargain with whomever will listen. That's what he said. That I really want to keep having and holding you for several more decades. She says, I am not going anywhere. So we see her phone pulls up and we see this mugshot of daddy. Like their pictures look like they're mugshots. So Vernon calls Danny. So she looks at Andre and says, it's daddy. So we're over at Nicole's house and she says, this pickle juice will change your life. What? Pickle juice spray on popcorn? Bleh. What? So she's spraying on the popcorn. So he says, Carlton is still there. He says, spray on. What? So he took one in his mouth and he said, I don't hate it. He says, are you ready for our movie now? She says, first, you're going to have to tell me how you have been to every single one of my Halloween parties and never mentioned once that you're a horror fan. That's right. We've learned that Nicole loves horror movies. Isn't that something? That's so crazy. My boyfriend wants to see that crazy ass scary movie out there with them and monkey. I was like, you go ahead, go see it, baby. I'll be jumping and jumping and jumping and jumping at a damn PG movie if it does a loud noise. I can't imagine sitting there watching no damn horror movie. So go ahead, baby, have fun. He says plastic surgeons who cut faces open for a living should not leave with loving horror flicks. But I was the only one who was not hiding under my chair watching Carrie, and I have seen everything from Psycho to them, loving each and every jump scare. Thank you for this, she says. I really needed to scream my head off today. I'm sure he could have thought of something else, honey, to help you scream. Very therapeutic, she says. He says, well, maybe I'll take you to the rage room for our next date. My daughter went to a rage room. Has anybody out there went to a rage room? She was going through some stressful stuff a few years ago. So one of her friends bought a ticket for her to go to a rage room. And she was like, Mom, it was so therapeutic. It was so dope. So I'm going to try that one time this year just to go. I ain't mad about nothing, but just to go. She said, oh my God, you're on. So her phone doesn't buzz, but it does a little phone chime. So she looks at her phone and says, oh, it's mother. Go ahead, take it, he says. All right, we're at the red door with Smitty and Martin. So Smitty says, oh, you cleaned up everything after dinner? So Martin said, yeah, you was busy with work. He was like, yeah, that phone call was really important. Just a story that he's been working on. So we're not going to talk about what they talking about. Scandalous, funny, or difficult. I think those are three titles that Martin says. And so, because he wants to know the type of article that Smitty's going to write, and Smitty says to be determined. So let me turn his phone down. So, what kind of plans do you think that we can get into tonight? Martin says, well, I'm hoping that it's something that has a little clothes as possible. Then we see Vernon's parole face again on his phone. Granddad calling. So they calling everybody. Why don't I get you out of here and take you to my place after dinner? We're back at the guest house, and that is what Tomas is telling Kat. She said, "Oh, perfect." So we hear her phone is ringing. She picks up the phone and she sees it as her grand calling. So Tomas tells her, "With nothing to hurry, baby. Go ahead and take it." I hate when she do that shit. She says, "Not tonight." I hate when she does this shit. I really hate when she does that. Which is the reason why my disappointment for Kat is rising and rising. I don't like it. When somebody's calling her to check up on her and when Tomas is there, she will ignore those phone calls. That's your grandmammy calling you late tonight and you talking about no. Time for some self-care with you, she tells him. He says, wait a minute, I'm self-care? Yeah, you are. She grabs her coat and her purse. And I know that Kat has always been selfish this whole show. Don't get on me about that. I just don't like that when your grandmother it's dark as fuck outside. Your grandmother is calling you. First, you didn't want to be around the family because of Eva. for Thanksgiving, right? Was it Christmas? Thanksgiving. She wanted to be up under Tomas. They had a good time. And it's like she wants to put herself in this bubble. It's like your grandmother calls you at night, girl. You don't want to answer it? Now you finna miss out. I hate when she does that. That's what I'm saying. I'm like I said, I'm team cat. I really am. I'm always going to be team cat. I really am. But I do not like how she's handling this. She's clearly afraid about the unknown, which we all are. Shit, nobody knows what's going to happen when it comes to our own lives and, shit, life in general, from for everybody. But God dog it, girl. Answer the phone. She don't never like she did it with Ted. Ted was like, shit, okay, since you don't answer the phone, I'll be over here. And he brought his ass right on over there. Daddy, is everything all right? Nicole is the first one who arrives, as always, and she's over at the palace. Your mother is fine, baby girl. No anxiety about the first day of chemo tomorrow? From here on, let's call it the start of your mother's comeback. And the day that we found out about you and Danny and the Gene, the chief of staff. Yes, she will give us the results tomorrow. Well, you didn't have to deliver this news in person. I was at my house with a fine ass man. Just kidding. Why did you want me to come over? Vernon was like, honey, you ain't the only one that we called, boo. See, your mother wants us to feel something other than fear and worry tonight. Okay. Should I see if she needs some help? Baby girl, she's fighting cancer, girl. She's not rewriting who she is. Yes. Oh, these lines is wonderful. Bitch. Miss Welder, I see exactly what you mean. He says Anita Dupree makes an entrance, baby. She came down them stairs with this duster, this purple. No, is it blue? It looks like it's a purple and teal. No, purple and green. Yeah, purple and green duster with the purple. Oh, jeez. Green and I'm gonna look it up. Y'all know I'm gonna look that shit up. Oh my god, yes she does. She makes an entrance. She really does. Then I see some royal blue in that shit. But the shirt that she has on underneath is purple, but the duster itself, it's like green and black and blue. Oh my god, it's so pretty. Danny and Andre arrives, giving her a hug. Daddy called and oh wait a minute, girl. Who'd have thought that cancer for my baby girl to finally find her inside voice? Because she was whispering. I blame you for teaching me to project, because y'all know Danny is always loud as fuck. You look beautiful. And Andre says, and festive. I'm starting to see why Vernon had asked me to bring my camera. Oh, thank you. And thank you both for coming on no notice. Your father turned my mood right side up, and I wanted to share. Well, I love a Dupree gathering. I've been sneaking down those stairs to join parties since I could walk. Honey, let's do this, Danny said. Oh, just a second, handsome. This is what Anita says. She stops Andre. You have a little lipstick right there on your cheek. Oh, he says, oh, thanks. She says, thank you. Thank you for making our baby girl light again. She does the same for me, he says. And this party is just what she needed tonight, other than what I gave her earlier. So Chelsea arrives and the richest, well, yeah, Martin. Yeah, Martin comes over. Smitty comes over. I hope I didn't disturb you. No, Martin says, nothing is more important than you, Gran. Thank you, Martin. So Martin looks at her. He's like, wait a minute. We're feeling a little underdressed, though. She's like, oh, no, you're all perfect. Tonight is going to be brimming with surprises, but only the good kind. Is the whole family here? He says. Martin says. Well, Naomi is on her way, and Jacob and Madison have night shifts. And I left a voicemail with Kat, and since she's not with you, Chelsea, I'm assuming that she's with Tomas or maybe at the gym. I do hope she makes it. Me too, Kat, Chelsea says. Okay, come on, well, come on. Join the party. Anita must don't know that Kat is refusing to be tested. One of y'all, I think I don't know which one it was that you guys said that you cannot wait for Kat and Anita have to have the conversation about the test. So they were about to go, and so Chelsea stops Martin and says, I don't think Kat's gonna make it. So Martin was like, wait the fuck a minute. It's unlike her to ignore a summons from Gran. It's not about Gran. She's trying to stay away from me. We had a fight. The fights with Chelsea got you distracted. They are at Uptown. Everybody's going at Uptown tonight. She says, Chelsea Cat is granddad's nickname for us because we've been inseparable since we were tiny. We're not going to go through this. Either you going or not, girl. We're not going to go through all this feeling bad and me. No, we're not. So she thinks that everybody thinks she's selfish. Her mother, her brother, Chelsea. So Tomas, what do you want to do? She's talking about cover her ears and listen to the latest scissor drop and never hear the word cancer again. Girl, you cannot do that. You can't. It's like I understand that you want to ignore what's going on, but you can't, darling. It's like her saying my choice, my body, my choice is one thing. Because it is her choice, it is her body. If she just didn't want to, I mean, I get that, but she's choosing to want to ignore it. That's why she doesn't want to do it, because she wants to ignore it as if it's not happening. And I think that's a fucked up reason to want to not have it. If it's your choice, your body, you should still be there for your family, whether you want to do it or not. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's fucked up. That's what I'm like. She's disappointing me. I'm grabbing my head right now. She's disappointing me. I was not expecting this to be her this season, and I don't like it. But I'm Team Cat, but I just don't like her being like this. I just don't like it. Again, it's her body, her choice. Don't be fussing with me. I know that. But nobody really has to have a reason. But at the same time, if you need to be there, your grandmother is sick. We know she has cancer. She calls you at night, and you choose to go out with your man instead. Selfish. It is selfish. So he talking about he'll sing the song to her. She's like, I know you would, but just like those sci-fi books that you read, baby. If you could know the future, if you could, because you read them, would you want to know what's going to happen? So she's wanting to have this. She wants this magically. She said if there was some magically wonderful therapy that could fix her genes, that she will be tested. That shows a lack of maturity. Her way of thinking is immature, very immature. She says, and then all of this will have a point to it. He was like, look, your grand has a real life issue that's happening right now that's not in my book. And if we ever get there with you, maybe there'll be even more science to cure what ails you. That is what Thomas tells her. She's like, well, thank you for backing me up. He says, well, maybe for now, you and Chelsea just agree to disagree. And that's okay too. And focus on your grind and get her through this. And that's what I'm talking about. Do whatever you want to do with your body, girl. If you don't want to do it, don't. You ain't got to get tested. Please, whatever. But she needs to focus on her grand. That's who the focus needs to be on, because we do know that she has cancer. That's what matters. So we're back at the at the palace. And so they get ready to finish drink some cocktails, honey. Vernon says this cocktail is called the Hurricane Anita. Hold the alcohol and double the passion fruit. Always the romantic. Rowena's gonna rule the day you brought her that juicer. Grand Quick, tell me what kind of fucking meeting this is. This is Naomi just rushes in there. Don't say, hey everybody, what's the tea? What's going on? Hey. Shall we? Anita says. No more suspense, Vernon. Kat's gonna have to catch up when she joins us. I don't even remember if I saw Kat when they showed the little previews of them dancing. Hopefully she will show up after what Tomas said. Well, you know how much your granddad and I love New Orleans. And at some point or another, we introduce each and every one of you to our favorite haunts. Bitch, that necklace. That necklace. It's like pave, diamond pave, and it's gold and it's whimsy. You see it on the screen? Then as I look closer at that damn duster, it kind of has some like sparkly. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. The history, the music, the food. Oh, my feet just start tapping and my stomach starts growling every time I think about it. Don't be modest, Mom, Danny says. Your grand was so big back in the day. She would pack those little clubs at Bourbon Street tight, and people will be spilling out. Right, Daddy? I've been to New Orleans. Anybody from here from New Orleans? I've been to New Orleans twice. Yeah, twice. I want to go back one more time with my boyfriend. I might try to go this year. I want to go sometime this year with him. I didn't know that Bourbon Street was so small. Well, not small, but narrow. It's very, very narrow. I didn't know that it was that narrow. Um, I stayed at the hotel that's on the corner. It's like literally right across the street from the Harris Casino, because y'all know I love me a good casino, and it's part of the Hilton brand. So I stay there because it's like walking distance. It's right on Canal Street. Is that the name of the street? I can't remember. And it's right there, so I love staying there. But I had no idea that Bourbon Street was was that narrow. I didn't know. Oh yeah, he says. Then she would take the main stage at the Jazz Fest, and all the other acts will be in the wings just watching her own it. Yeah, those are good memories, she says. Well, you know your granddad and I planned a trip to Mardi Gras this year. You'll get there next year, Nicole says. Oh, yes, we will. But this year, we decided to bring New Orleans to us. Right now. And Martin says, I like the sound of that. Tomorrow, I have a date with destiny. But tonight, we're going to bring the spirit of the Big Easy right here to Fairmont Crest. Mardi Gras is about the last big blowout before Lent. And so I figured, well, that's a perfect theme for my pre chemo party. I had already requested Rowena's famous gumbo. I'd pulled some strings and got a king cake. And Granddad tracked down some fabulous second line parasols for the ladies and handkerchiefs for the gents. And of course, everyone will have beads. You don't have to do what you normally have to do to get them. One time, y'all, my son was with me. This was before he was 21. And me and his sister and we were just walking down Bourbon Street. Just wanted to hang out one late night. And child, no, that yeah, I've been twice. Child, somebody wanted to show their beads, and so they was up in one of the balconies and they showed their titas. He was looking. It was like 18, 19. I had to put my hand over his eyes. So I was like, shit. He probably seen something in his fucking phone. What I'm hiding this shit for? And he was with his man. I mean, wasn't nothing gonna happen. And before anyone says anything differently, Anita says, a second line is about any celebration, not just the final one, honey. This marks a new beginning for all of us. Tomorrow, things will get harder. But tonight, we celebrate what we have. And I have more than most. I have all of you. Oh. On behalf of King Bacchus and all of Carnival, laissez le bon tron relou, y'all. I don't know what he said. This is what Vernon is saying. Y'all, let the good times roll. And they play the jazz, baby. Y'all hear it? Yes. Oh, so they go and get their beads and their feathers and stuff, and they march back to the gumbo. That fucking cat was not there. Swear. So everybody marches to the kitchen to go get the gumbo, and they leave Anita in the foyer by herself, and she just folds her umbrella and just she looks around and, oh Lord, we're not gonna cry, all right, Shar, we're not. And she just holds the umbrella and looks like, yeah. Only mother would throw a party to make us feel better about her being sick. We're back in the living room and they're eating their king cake, and this is Danny talking to her sissy about her mother. We're going to have to come up with ways to do the same for her, Nicole says. Only Daddy will do that. He's the only one that can tell her to rest and the only one whose shoulder she'll lean her head on. And she's definitely done that many times over, honey. Nicole says then we will have to be there for him. Yeah, we will, Danny says. I wonder will Miss Tooney shave her head? I feel like that's the type of actress she is. Like we see her go through her chemo and the emotional. It's gonna be a year, y'all. It's gonna be so deep and heavy. I'm just speaking of. I don't know. I'm just speaking of what I feel. Um, because she's a natural and she looks beautiful. She has short natural. She has a medium length gray hair, but I'm wondering will she shave her head? I bet you she will. So Naomi goes over to check on Jacob. No, Andre. Andre, I'm sorry. She goes over there and checks on Andre and she says, "How is he holding up?" He was like, "I'm doing great." He says, "Yeah, your family sure knows how to do it up." She says, "Well, yeah, mom and you went from honeymoon in Vegas to genetic testing." She says, "That's not exactly what you signed up for." He was like, "Nah, it's actually exactly what I signed up for. Go ahead, Andre." Then this loud laugh that Danny out the blue. So Naomi turns around. She tells him, like, "You are so good for her, Andre. You made her shine just as bright as as." Wait, let me make sure I rewind this line and see what she said. I mean, she's shining just as bright as Gran, even though she is aching on the inside. He says, "Yeah, that's all girl." She says, "And you're her rock. It's nothing compared to what she's given me," he said. So he asks her how she's handling things. She says, "Well, we all have our ways." So she talks about Chelsea is making sure that everybody gets tested. Cat is playing this disappearing act on everybody. And me, well, I have become quite the internet doctor. So if you have any questions or you need to unload, I'm right here. He says, "You just better make sure that you take care of yourself. Spend some of that research time, girl, taking care of yourself. All right, Naomi." Andre asks her, "Is her and Jacob good?" "Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I bet you never been to a pre-chemo party before, Mardi Gras party before." Why is she so concerned about Andre? Remember when Jacob said to, who was it? I can't remember who he was talking to. And he says normally she's getting quiet. And when she gets like that, it's something that she's about to do that he ain't gonna like. She said, "You really joined the carnival now?" He said, "Yeah, I could use this though." And guess who got the baby? She does. Naomi got the baby. That's a metaphor too. So Nita says, "Let me see, let me see." Well, baby, that means that you're gonna have good luck coming your way. So y'all know about the king cake. I think they bake it and then they cut it, and whoever gets the baby, it's a tiny baby, it's small, really, really tiny. That person will have good luck. And you have to throw the Mardi Gras party next year. So she crowns Naomi with it, and Naomi was like, "Well, as long as you'll be our queen again, honey, nothing or no one is going to remove me from my throne anytime soon." "Well, I look forward to it, your majesty," Naomi said. Martin goes into the hallway. He's like, "Hey, little sis. Now, I know you licking your fucking wounds right now." He called Cat. "But your ass will never forgive yourself if you miss showing up for Gran." While he's leaving a message, we see Nicole leaving her a message too. "Whenever you get this, honey, I need for you to head over to your Gran's. No one outside of this room understands what you're going through more than the people in it. And Gran being Gran, she figured out a way to cheer us all up. It's supposed to be a surprise, but I'm going to give you a big hint. The only thing that will make the gumbo perfect is a big dash of cat just to come over, okay? So just come over, okay? I love you." Girl, so my thing is this with cats. You don't want to see when your grandmother's well. What the fuck are you going to go through when you see her going through looking a mess? What are you going to do? You going to stay away the whole time? It's like, come on. I'm just so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. So in another room, we see Chelsea sending Kat a text. So Chelsea says, "I'm sorry, I pushed. Don't let being mad at me keep you away. I miss you. We all do. Please come to Grand's. We love you." He says, "Your phone is blowing up. Is it work or is it just your family?" Chelsea is groveling, she says. He says, "I told you, you two couldn't stay mad at each other for long." So I'm sorry, we're back at Uptown. I'm getting these little jumps in my stomach. I don't like it. I didn't say that. I said that she was groveling. I didn't say I wasn't ready. Oh my God, she says, "Besides, all of that can wait. We are on a date." Girl, you dated that. So disappointed, this girl. Oh, yeah, yeah. Like I said, if you can't show up for her when she's good and healthy, and at least looking healthy and celebratory, and What's gonna happen when she starts her chemo and she looks a mess and she don't want to be bothered with nobody? She's mean as hell. What you gonna do? So they show her turn her phone over. So we back at the house. So Anita says, "Can I have your attention? New Year's Eve is supposed to be about fresh starts, so I hope this party makes up for that. There is nothing to make up for. Like Daddy said, finding out is the first step. And here you are bringing us all together because we needed it." That is what Nicole said. "Well, this wasn't just for you. This is for me too. And I would like to make a toast with my mocktail. I'm having virgin Sazerac." That is what Danny said. Ooh! Anita says it's been a while since I've heard that term in connection with you, honey. Mother! I'm proud of you, baby. Cheers. I am not going to pretend that I'm not angry. I am pissed off. I don't like it at all that my daughters have to be tested for this intruder, and I am worried that I won't be 100% there when you need me the most. Oh, Martin better say it. He says, "Gran, your 50% is more than most people's 100. And I think I can speak for everyone in this room when I say it's our turn. So please, let us take care of you. I am going to allow each of you to take turns fawning all over me." That's what Bill said. "But we all know that tomorrow may bring some unwelcome news with the results coming in from the genetic testing. And I need you to promise me that you will lean on each other through whatever happens." "We will," Danny says. "Of course," Nicole says. "The one thing your father and I are most proud of is we raised your asses right. So I want you to take some of that energy that you want to use on me and use it on each other. Take notice who's down, who's sad, who needs a hug, who's running around like a whirling dervish, who just wants a night at home watching horror movies and eating ice cream. Cover for me until I get through this, and I am ready to whip you all back into shape. So now let's get back to the party. Who needs more beads? The last time somebody threw this many beads at me, I took my top off." Who said that? Anybody? Anybody can guess who said that? We all know who, honey. "Give them back," Anita tells Danielle. Chelsea was like, "Honey, those must be some pretty nice beads. I mean, I usually just give them a little flash." Wait a minute, Chelsea. Nicole was like, "Huh, girl, there was this one time in college." Bernie said, "I don't want to sit around listening to my daughters talk about showing their titas in New Orleans. All right, we here to celebrate. Let's hang on to those stories and our tops and capture this stunning moment, okay?" Okay, so that's the picture I saw somebody put on their thumbnail. Okay. And they need to send that fucking picture to Kat so she could see what she fucking missed. So Naomi takes off her crown and says, "How in the world could I wear this crown in the presence of our queen?" So she puts it on her mom, her grandma. All right, everybody, say fucking Big Easy. So everybody says Big Easy. And that is the end of episode number 5, season 2 of Beyond the Gates. All right, today's episode was really great. I'm glad that Anita was able to do a celebratory dance, baby, with her fam. Everybody was there except for Catherine. Now, y'all already heard how pissed I was at her while she did what she did. But again, she had to deal with her feelings, her fifis. You know, sometimes when it comes to our feelings, a lot of people might not agree with how we react to it. Yeah, she's spoiled. She's very spoiled, and hopefully, her and Chelsea will be able to discuss what happened, because I want her to know that she could have been there. It wasn't about her. It was about, the family. It was about getting together and having a good time. So I'm going to keep out my good eye on that Naomi situation. Why she's so concerned about Andre. I'm thinking that she's probably just, reevaluating her marriage with Jacob. Like when you first marry somebody, you know, you don't really bargain a lot of things, but you take the good with the bad. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that situation. And that's it. So I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.